Hello, I'm Richard Crump. I'm Deputy Editor of Accountancy, and welcome to our fourth, Friday afternoon live. Today I'm filling in because Kevin Reid is away, but hopefully I will be a decent replacement. I'd like to thank the comedy again, as we are in central London near our offices, enjoying a nice pint, and to go through some of the issues affecting the profession this week. We're going to look at three of the key pillars of the profession: tax, audit and accounting standards. The first one we're going to look at is Amazon. Now, Amazon has begun booking its sales in the UK, meaning that its resulting profits will be taxed by HMRC. Amazon had attracted widespread condemnation for booking its sales for its low-tax Luxembourg, a relationship that's now under a European Commission investigation. Now, the move, according to Baker Tilly's George Bull, is going to be significant, because it could be the first of many multinationals to recognise UK profits in the UK rather than in overseas tax haven operations. Now, the reason this can be important, I think, for firms is with threats such as the OECD attack on base erosion and profit shifting, it's also going to create opportunities. Firms in the past have been accused of helping perpetuate tax avoidance on an industrial scale, but these new threats mean that businesses are going to need new resources to meet global tax disclosure requirements, transparency requirements as well, such as changing the way they report and track information related to the taxes they pay. This could mean they need to realign their IT systems, and that's all going to be very nice work for firms to really provide, which is a nice shift from actually providing the support of tax mitigation strategies to actually now providing the support of disclosure and transparency. So maybe like lawyers, accountants can win whatever the political climate. Moving on to audit, today the Financial Reporting Council published its annual audit inspection review, and it actually found that overall audit quality in the UK has improved. Nevertheless, still a third of the audits it inspected required improvements and did not meet the standards of the watchdog. Interestingly though, entities outside of the FTSE 350 found to be the most likely to show a need of significant improvement in their audits. Now, investors consistently tell us that they rely particularly heavily on the quality of reporting at smaller listed companies because there's not much analysis elsewhere. There is an absence of analysis. Now, I know the FRC are doing a lot of efforts to improve reporting at smaller companies, and I do wonder whether they do need more smaller company representation on their boards. And it's something I've raised in the past, and last year they were criticised for being, composed entirely of people that have listed company background or are retired civil servants. Today they've appointed 3 new people to their boards. All 3 come from large company backgrounds, whether it's audit partner at Deloitte, former CEO at Old Mutual, and somebody who worked at Lloyds Banking Group. Now, while all clearly quality people who will have a lot to add to the financial reporting debate in this country, one wonders that unless the FRC begins to really change the composition of its board to reflect a smaller company and smaller firm background, it really might struggle to really push on the improvements in smaller company reporting. Now, I know Sir Win Bischoff has told me in the past that it's something they're working on. The FRC will look to be less south-east centric, less large company focused, and we would hope to see something in the next year on that. And finally, on accounting standards, the ISB, as a global accounting standard setter, has finally bowed to pressure, and it plans to reinsert the concept of prudence into its conceptual framework. This is the thing that underpins the way accounting standards are set and changed at the highest level. Now, prudence may have taken a lot of the noise in the debate, but there are a lot of other important things within the conceptual framework. Nigel Slade-Johnson over the ICAEW says the discussion should now be wider. Topics like definitions of assets and liabilities, bases of measurement, and the recognition and derecognition criteria should really come to the fore now. But interesting, while the reinsertion of prudence has been welcomed by the ICAEW, the FRC, and no doubt politicians in Europe, speaking to contacts within the EU Parliament today, there will remain contentious points between standard setters and policy makers. The concepts of true and fair remain a contentious issue. I also understand that the European Parliament has now set up a permanent working group to look at accounting standards, so the ISB should expect more critical questions to come from Europe, although reinserting prudence is certainly a step in the right direction. I expect to receive some more letters, exchanges in the next few hours about some of the conflicts that are going on between the EU and accounting standards, and we should report on that shortly, which you should be able to see on the Accountancy site. That's really everything I was going to go through today. I hope you found some of that illuminating or mildly interesting. So thanks for taking the time to watch, and we look forward to seeing you next time, where Kevin Reid should be back in the hot seat. Cheers.